Како веќе и секоја во последните 2 години, и оваа година имаме разговор со еден од гостите кои се на овој фестивал. Оваа година тој е Julián Génisson од Шпанија и тој е дел од овогодинашното жири на Beach Film Festival. Сакам да се заблагодарам на сите кои помагаат овој фестивал уште да обстои, да трае. И не би должил многу, би започнал веднаш со разговорот. Разговорот ќе биде на англиски. So, thank you that you're here. I'm really glad that we have you here, and let's start this non-official free talk about movie making and life. The name of the talk is a supposedly fun thing I'll never do again. So let's start with that. What is that fun thing that you'll never do again?
Okay. So thank you for having me. Thank you for attending. If this gets too boring or incoherent, feel free to interrupt.
Yeah.
Or if I don't get my voice tends to be very low, so nobody hears what I say. You can tell me, and I will try to yell. The title is a reference to an essay by David Foster Wallace about experiences that are supposedly very fun, and then they turn up to be nightmarish. And I think when you wrote me to ask me for a title for this chat, I was kind of down, maybe, and I was thinking about filmmaking as a thing that's supposed to be very enjoyable, and then it gets much more difficult than you expected, and there's no reward, and you end up like becoming a nuisance for your friends who helped you during the process, and you promise yourself you won't ever do that again. And I have done several films without any budget up until now, and every time I say I shouldn't be doing this anymore, but it's like a compulsion. You have to do it, otherwise you live in despair. So it's better to be angry and disappointed than hopeless, I guess. I think that's the point I was trying to make.
Yeah.
If there was a point.
Yeah. And how you became involved in movies? How you start to making them or be an actor in them?
Okay. Well, when I was 14, something like that, I bought a camcorder to shoot short films in the countryside where I spent my summers because I was very bored. I did like experimental gore short films with my family. There was one where I how do you say that? I tore an eye out of my mother's face, and then well, that was it basically, or that kind of things. But I had never considered seriously being a filmmaker because it's so special, so out of reach. Who is a filmmaker? Not me. I don't know any filmmakers, so why would I aspire to this? Then, so I studied something that had nothing to do with filmmaking. I was supposed to become a teacher. I was unable to speak publicly, so I quit before the first day of teaching without warning anyone. And actually I'm in a bit of trouble with the French law because I owe them money because I should be teaching philosophy in France and I didn't answer to their emails and things like that.
You finished philosophy?
Yeah. Okay. So then I came back to Spain, where I'm from originally, to live with my parents as a 20-something. It was kind of depressing. I became a stand-up comedian because I needed to get out of the house. I needed a reason to be in bars besides alcoholism. And I needed to learn to speak in public. So stand-up comedy was the thing to do.
Task.
I discovered that I like to write more than perform. But one day, a guy came to see me performing. He saw, I had an on-stage persona of a guy who's very deadpan, shows no emotion, His facial muscles are always still, and he found that I was the perfect actor for a short film he was planning to do. I became friends with this guy, Pablo Hernando. And then I saw him shooting films like with no money, I mean, he had studied cinema and all that, but I told myself, why not me, you know? I've always wanted to do this. We were during the famous world crisis. There was no hope in any career, so why not filmmaking? It's not more stupid than any other career choice. So I became friends with an American guy and a Spanish girl who then became my girlfriend. He was a musician, she was an actress, she was also doing stand-up comedy. We were both hating it. We started doing short films for the internet. And then, I don't know, at the time not everyone was creating content all the time, so it was kind of easy to
Make something.
get to people, get people to watch you. So we decided to make one film, and we did a crowdfunding, and people paid for us to go to the United States to shoot a film, dark comedy about people being cheated out of their hopes and dreams.
And delusional maybe?
Yeah.
A bit.
So that was how we started. It was kind of a university for adults, you know, when you're very old and you still need to learn a new skill to get in life. So we learned how to make movies by doing one.
Cool.
I don't know how it turned out, but I don't know. It went to a couple of festivals and it led us to know more people doing low budget stuff, and I don't know, we entered kind of from the back door into the low budget film industry or non-industry. Yeah.
So, and you're also an actor in several movies, I think more than several.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're also the director. So, how you feel it when you're acting in some other movie, and how this difference when you are acting and you're director? Because I'm also a trained actor. I work in theater. I also play in movies, but also I'm a director. So, how you manage this duality?
I mean, I don't like acting. I'm not very good at it. I mean, my range is like very, very small. I can pretend to be a priest. I love being a priest. I've done it several times, and I hope to do it sometime again. I can be like a person who doesn't express much with his face. That I can do. So I act in my friends' films when they need someone who doesn't charge a lot of money, or just a small role. But I don't really enjoy it. I've done it because I had to, or because to do a favor, but I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing either when I'm directing, but at least I know that that's what I want to do. As an actor, since I don't have any formal training, it can appear that I am a natural actor, that I'm not very exaggerated in what I do with my body. But that's because I don't have the tools to express things with my body, so I just stand there and I read the text. I don't like reading lines that I haven't written myself because they feel fake to me. When I write them, I'm more comfortable. But I don't enjoy watching the film, so no. I don't know. You should ask yourself that question. Maybe your experience is more interesting.
No.
Because you really are an actor.
Yeah, it's how to explain. Somehow for me it's the kind of same. Maybe the responsibility behind camera is a little bit bigger because you need to be aware of everything around, not only about your role. Still, when you're an actor, you need to be aware about the story, about the bigger picture, but also about your partners that's all goes. But I don't know. It's when you're behind camera, I think there is a little bit more pressure. I have that feeling. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's how I feel.
Yeah, but at least there's not a lot of people watching you.
Yeah. But a lot of people wait for an answer from you. So that's also a kind of a pressure that I feel sometimes, not always. So my next question is how difficult or easy is to make this kind of no budget movies in Spain?
Well,
and how you make your own movies? Did you put your own money, go crowdfunding,
So
friends come in? What?
I've tried several formulas. One movie we did with the crowdfunding, we managed to get like 6,000 euros to go to the United States, and basically we paid for the trip, and then we stayed at our friend's home. Another film we did with our money, but it was like a zero cost. I mean, we were lucky enough that we know we're friends with people who can act, people who can use a camera. My friends are very talented, so I'm very lucky. The thing is, you need to make the films when there's time, when people are available. So it has to be during the summer. It has to be during the heat waves, and it's not always easy. The last film I made was funded with money I made playing bingo. I earned 5,000 euro.
Yeah.
And so I could pay a little bit of money to the crew, but I always felt guilty, because I think we're kind of trying to escape a system of people exploiting other people, and then I find myself like self-exploiting and exploiting my friends.
Plus, yeah.
And there comes a point where you can cope with the guilt, and your friends like start getting annoyed at you. And I mean,
Same
that
here.
has happened, yeah. And I know that's why I think I tell myself I won't do it again, even though it's supposed to be fun. But I know I will, because I don't know if I manage to get public funding for my next film, which I can do with no money. So in the meantime, I will have to keep on doing these things with my friends. I don't know. I realized something very cheesy yesterday. The initials of the festival are BFF, like best friends forever. That's my philosophy in filmmaking is, I don't know, I would like to make films that people who are not my friends could enjoy, but if it doesn't happen, at least my friends are going to enjoy them, if they don't get too mad at me.
Or maybe these people who are not your friends and came to your movie became your BFF.
Yeah, that has happened, yeah.
So yeah, that's I think that's one of the most beautiful things that happens when you make movies like this, without budget. Yeah, there is this guilt. I always have the same feeling, but also I think there is this fun and happiness that until now I have done 2 movies like that, and it was always like that. People were really in to make it, and they really loved them, and they loved what they do in the movies. So I hope we will. I don't say this is the only way how should movies needs to be done. And I also apply the national funds and try to make co-productions, but I think still this kind of making this way of making the movies, it's more free, let's say, and most chaotic.
I mean, being poor is being free because you don't owe anything to anyone, but yeah.
And in the same time, maybe more are connected with what I think art should be.
Maybe I mean, I don't want to romanticize this.
No,
because,
totally not romanticize the.
You need
thing.
time to write a good script, and if it's like a
For
hobby
sure,
because
for
you're
sure,
working on something else.
Yeah.
it kind of, yeah, I wouldn't want this to be a hobby. I want, to be proud of what I do. I don't want to feel like an imposter all my life. I don't want my friends to fear when I tell them an idea of a movie because they know they will be working for free. I want, if it could be possible, making small budget films, but where everybody gets paid, where I can make a living, decent living. I don't want to be rich or famous. I just want to, have 1,000 euros a month, so I can, or a little more because life is expensive. So I can, write and not think of
hustling.
Yeah. Not feel like a hustler, an imposter, an exploiter. Yeah. It's, you feel free. Yeah. I mean, you do weird things because you have no filter. There's nobody telling you what to, you have to change this. But I don't think I would mind having people telling me what to do from time to time. I don't know.
Yeah. So what do you think about this AI tool that now it's really in, and how that will refer on making movies plus or making movies without money? So I think.
Yeah, what I mean.
What do you think about AI and making movies?
Yeah, I know. I haven't thought very deeply about this. But
first impression.
I know, since it's something that's here to stay. I mean, there's no point in saying they're stealing our ideas or they creating unemployed people. It's going to happen. We need to prove us humans that we can have better ideas than machine-made stuff. It's on us. We should, not pretend it's not going to be a force now. It's going to be everywhere. It is already everywhere. So let's be, let's prove we're better than the artificial intelligence. I don't know if we are, actually. I think machines are better. They don't have organs, so, that's a plus.
Yeah, and when you said that the first movie that you've done by crowdfunding.
Mm-hmm.
So, how you managed to do that, and what was the urgency to make this first movie? Because always I think the first movie when you made in this way, it's really that you really want to do it. So it was the same thing with you.
I mean, we were obsessed with lots of topics, and we needed them to be out of our heads in order to move on. In my case, I was obsessed with Bruce Lee and failure. Lorena, the co-author of the film and actress, was obsessed with. She was doing very small jobs, underpaid. So her character is the sort of pretend to be a businesswoman, a woman who wants to have her own business selling candy, and she goes to a sort of a conference about how to become a businessman through gestures and power gestures and things like that. And then it turns out to be a scam. And the third wheel of the project was he had his own obsessions. He was from Spokane, that's a city in the state of Washington, not too far away from Seattle, and so we thought it would make sense to make a movie about going to Bruce Lee's tomb, and then when you get there, it's impossible to find it, because we felt that we had been kind of cheated. They had told us that if you work hard, you can make a living doing something that you're passionate about, and it was a lie. And I don't know, we were not trying to make a political statement, but it was kind of a fantastic comedy. But I don't know, we were trying to to tell these things through the form of, eccentric comedy. I don't know if we succeeded, but it was fun doing it. And it was, we learned a lot. We learned things, very basic things about filmmaking, like you need to have a plan, you need to plan things ahead. You need more than 3 people to do a movie. We need, actually you need 4, that's what we learned. And I don't know. People gave us money to do this, which was amazing. Then we went to a couple of festivals and, we didn't manage to get money for the next movie, but we did it anyway, and we're in that kind of wheel. We're trying now to be more professional, like we're trying to, get paid for writing screenplays, for acting, for making music. And, someday we will be 100% professional.
Yeah.
Sad to say.
So what you think about a movie as a tool that you can use for a change?
Oh.
I don't know, someone's life or change society. Is that possible? Also art.
I
Does
don't
that
know.
art have that power, or filmmaking
I
have
don't-
that power?
I mean, I haven't thought about it enough. I know movies can change things. Like we were crossing a bridge before where they had these padlocks. I think couples now put padlocks in bridges, like to symbolize their eternal love or something. I think that comes from a movie. So movies can make people do things, dangerous things actually, because I think the bridges can collapse because of the weight of the padlocks. So yeah, art can change life, but I don't know if, making a movie about the need to, kill all the millionaires is going to have an effect on real life. I wish it did, but I don't know.
And
I don't have anything
opinion,
interesting to say
yeah.
or clever.
And what you think about these blockbusters, big budget movies that spends a bunch of thousands of millions and several millions to make a movie? What is your opinion about that?
Yeah,
in this time, in this now, because in this point of time, what do you think about?
Hey, it's always obscene to spend a lot of money in something that is not necessary to human life. But I have to say I love blockbusters. Like, I mean, everyone. Who couldn't love? I want Hollywood to make more Indiana Jones movies. I want horror films with big budgets. I love blockbusters. I couldn't make one, even if I mean, it's very hard. You need to be able to dissociate a lot from yourself to be dealing with those amounts of money. I couldn't do it. But there should be blockbusters, maybe made by people that are not
rich
more diverse people. Not
Yeah.
the same
Yeah.
white guys of we've been dealing with our whole lives. But for example, Barbie is a great example of a blockbuster that kind of changed things in the world. Suddenly, people started to dress in pink to go to the movie theater. It was. Feminism became commodified and, of course, kitschified and simplified. But there was a very, very huge movie that was suddenly having a discourse.
Yeah.
You may not agree with it, but it was a kind of a deep blockbuster, and I enjoyed it a lot. I went several times to watch it in the movie theater,
Cool.
and actually I dressed also in pink. No. But yeah, I'm not anti big budget films.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Why do you ask? Are you?
Yeah, I'm asking that because I think, I don't know, I cannot judge, but I think it's crazy to spend a lot of millions to make a movie, especially in the small countries as we are, where you don't have a water supply in some not villages in the cities, and you spend a bunch of money on a movie that even don't tell you nothing, you know.
Yeah.
So, and then this became a really big, for me, it's a really big topic and that we should talk about. So, if you spend 5 millions of a movie that's 200,000 people will see it, and there is a city with 7,000 inhabitants that they don't have a water supply, I think it's not okay.
No, it's obscene. You can say that about lots of stuff. Like it's obscene that you know, billionaires or
that's
have their own private planes, and
that's true. That's part of the
population
the talk, you know. But I'm talking from the discourse of movie making.
Yeah.
So I think, and yeah, I know that movie making it's not a cheap thing, and it don't need to be cheap, but at least to be aware of things, I think. So, and if we are a little bit more aware, I don't say to do movies always with the shoestring budget, but also we can think about how to deal it with not so much money, especially in the smaller countries where you have a lot of problems.
I mean, they should,
but also, if you make a topic with your movie that can change someone's life, especially, or a topic about some specific topic that after the movie will be changed, I'm okay with that.
Actually, I just remember, it's a beautiful anecdote, I suppose. There's a movie called Sullivan's Travels by Preston Sturges. It's a movie about a filmmaker, a guy who makes like very frivolous comedies during the Big Depression, and he's a big fan of Frank Capra, and he wants to do like a Capra-style film about the impoverished masses and show people how it is, how the life is when you're poor and living, you know, on a train. And actually, the conclusion of the film is that the only way Capra's films have changed the world is that there are more filmmakers that want to make movies like Capra. The poor stay poor, the rich stay rich, but there are people who want to make films about poverty, and that's the only effect art has in real life. So it's kind of depressing. I don't know. But one thing I know is that there shouldn't be, filmmakers shouldn't be millionaires, actors shouldn't be paid as much. You know, it's a regular job, even though you're more exposed. You shouldn't become rich just because you've appeared in a couple of movies that were successful. I'm anti-rich in general, but you know, since I like movies, it seems even more obscene that films are like a rich-making machine. You know.
Yeah, because we talked before 2 days about this Spanish sociologist, philosopher Michael Amoros, and he has this essay about avatars of commodification culture. And I really like this essay because he said we became an avatars. Most of the people that works in the field of culture became avatars of commodification. You know, we just do this kind of the same stories again and again, spend the huge amount of money. People get bored. Nobody watch that movies. The movies doesn't have really big impact. And if you count how many movies are done every year, it's crazy. It's totally crazy. I don't want to suppress. Oh, you cannot do the movie or stuff like that. But still, it's I think, and plus when a lot of money are involved, I think you need to be responsible. as a person first, also as a artist, as a movie maker, doesn't matter. So I think I try to have this always in my mind when I say, now I have new idea and I want to make this or that. I always ask myself, what I will do.
Yeah.
I will do the same thing again, and I will be an avatar of commodification culture or what. And so I think we should be more aware of these things.
At the same time, it seems that if you want to reach people, you need to have a language that can be understood universally, and of course, experimental film can be can stir things up and create new ideas and generate debates. But if nobody watches them, then what's the point? Are you not doing it for your own little narcissistic pleasure? I don't know. I know when I do things, I try to be as commercial as I can, but I'm unable. I mean, it's my fault. I'm unable to reach people, but I wish I did. I don't know. I don't know what to answer.
And do you ever think about where is the future of the movie making? It doesn't matter what kind of movie making. Is there, or we will stay in the same circle again and again, and we will not escape the the circle of repetition? And
I think there's lots of new ways of cinematic language, ways of expressing oneself through images and sounds in the internet. There are new formats. There are amazing things being done in TikTok, and like
Instagram too.
Shared works of art. You know how one person uploads a TikTok and then another one reacts to that TikTok and incorporates it in their own TikTok, and then it becomes like bigger and bigger, and it becomes like a mosaic of people intervening in others' work. I don't know how that could be applied to the movie experience. I think there's lots of new stuff coming out, and we shouldn't be snobs or anything. We should embrace whatever the youngest people are doing right now is what we should be doing, or at least watching or respecting. But I have no idea of what the future will bring. If I did, I would be doing that, but obviously I don't. So I'm just trying to learn on the way. I don't have theories about that. I just hope one day to do something that will resonate with people, and that's all I can hope for.
And do you have any advice for young people that want to become filmmakers, or I don't know?
I mean,
or how to do it, or I don't know. Do you have any thoughts about that?
I'm very
idea.
I'm pro doing it, even if you don't have any money or knowledge, do things, because we were talking about that before. If you have to wait like 10 years to have your thing funded, you will become obsessed. You will psych yourself into doing like a great work of art that will, sum up your life for this 10 years.
And go on all of these pitching forums.
And you will become insane. You
change your things. So
yeah, I mean, if you do things regularly, you take them off your system, and then you can move on with your life. You have to. I mean, it's my opinion. Make art about reality, and then if you get obsessed with a project for a long time, then you get obsessed with yourself, and you become blind to whatever's happening around you. So if you have an idea, do it with your cell phone, and it's gonna suck. The image is going to be horrible, the sound is going to be horrible, but then the image in many blockbusters is also very ugly, and everything sounds too loud, so nobody knows what they're doing, I think. You gotta get things out there, upload them on the internet, and then maybe you're good at it, maybe you're not, but you gotta find out. I don't know. It's a piece of advice given by somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, so nobody should listen to me, but yeah.
And I forgot to ask you before, what was the biggest obstacle that you had when you've done your movies?
Oh, well.
And the biggest task or issue that you had?
Well, for example, not having license to shoot on the street or in an airport, and you might do it.
But when Herzog doesn't ask for permission, why should we?
Yeah, but I think shooting in an airport is forbidden, and I did that once.
I do that once too.
Yeah, then permission. You are very stressed during the experience. You can't enjoy the filmmaking. You're not very focused, but you gotta do what you gotta do. That's one thing, one obstacle about not having money. And another one is maybe getting tired of you can hate what you do if you're doing it all on your own. Like if you write, shoot, edit, post-produce, make the subtitles for, make the DVDs for the festivals. You have watched your film like 50 times, and it's impossible to like what you do if you work like that. So it's one thing that sucks about independent filmmaking, that you can enjoy what you do. That happened to me, at least.
Yeah. So maybe someone from the audience have a question? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there is two. Go, Julie. No.
You shortly talked about that you try to be as commercial as you can, but do you have some sort of fear that, like, depending on others' money, it will kind of corrupt the way you work and change the process of you doing movies or something like that?
I think I trust my ideas. I think if the film turns out to be bad, it's my fault. It's not because I have been corrupted by money or whatever. I'd love to work with a crew who could help me in doing things that I don't know how to do. I'd love that. I don't think that's corruption. I think that would be more freeing than doing everything by myself or with my friends, because we're not geniuses. I don't believe in geniuses in general or in authors. I believe in collective creativity, and movies should be the more collective, the better. Yeah. So no, I have no fear of corruption. I have other fears.
They were very interesting so far. Would you be satisfied if somebody gave you money and said, just make as much movies and as big movies as you want, but nobody will watch them?
That's very interesting. No, I mean, I will try to upload them secretly.
Because you need somebody to watch it.
Yeah.
So you make movies because you want other people to see what you're doing.
Yeah.
I think every artist do that.
I mean,
is it vanity, or what is it? What makes you be interested in what other people think about your art?
I mean, I'm like that in general. I'm very concerned by what other people think about me in all of the aspects of my life, and it's not that I need approval. What would be the point of doing things if it's not like a religion that you just speak.
Express.
I mean,
yeah.
You could say, I do it only for me.
Yeah, but I don't like that much what I do to enjoy it just by myself. I want other people to, laugh at my jokes or be sad at the things that I find sad. I'm a kind of I need to interact with people. Otherwise, why? Would you write critics just for yourself?
If I would get money for it, yes.
That's
all the time.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody just said
like
money, and then you can. I like the challenge to to be forced to think about something very much, and so that's one of the reasons that I do that. But I have a problem with this kind of vanity that all artists have me too, and so I try to get rid of it. I try to not enjoy what other people.
But, I mean, as a critic, you need people to. Maybe you need to confirm that what you think about a film or a series or whatever is right. But otherwise, you'll never know if what you write is okay.
I think if I was rich, I would work. I would just enjoy art. If I was rich, I would just go to and talk about this with my friends and drink and eat a lot of expensive stuff.
I think, yeah, I don't know. If I were rich,
Caritative.
yeah, of course.
To orphanages and stuff like that.
We want to go to heaven. I think if I were rich, I would still make things, but I would fear that people enjoy them because they want my money, so they are like saying me what I want to hear.
Justice.
Yeah.
We get the justice. Yeah.
I'm interested in sound, how you think about it in the whole process of making the film, and what does it give to the film? Does it take away in certain cases from the film? Do you sometimes maybe start the idea for a film because of a sound?
That has never happened to me. Usually it starts with an image or a concept, but yeah, it's obviously sound is very important. I think we tend to think that image is the big thing because movies started being silent or whatever. Because of my limitations, budgetary limitations, sound has always been an issue. Whenever I have had the chance to work with a sound designer, musician, it's been the greatest thing. It brings a layer, maybe more subconscious approach to whatever the story is telling you. The images are like the thing that you process consciously, and the sound is what is like in the back of your head, like making you feel things. I don't know. I love sound. I'm very bad at sound, even though I've been a boom operator in some films.
And does it ruin movies?
Yeah. Like if you don't have money, movies sound like shit. Then you have to dub them. But if you don't have money, the dubbing sounds like shit too. And that's why my latest film was silent. I didn't want to do an experimental thing or whatever. I was trying to see if it was possible to tell a story just with what you see on a phone, like whatever the character is thinking, you see it because he's searching it on Google. Then okay. I don't need him to say it out loud. It was a way of not having the technical issue of not having money to pay for sound, and it ended up being like 1 hour long soundtrack of just images and music, and I liked it, but I think it made it less approachable, so it was kind of a bad idea in the end. But
Any movies that you only liked just the sound of and nothing else?
It happens a lot with horror films. I really appreciate when the gory sounds are new. Like when I hear a type of breathing that I have never heard before, a door squeaking. I really enjoy sounds. The way the objects sound. But it's not my area of expertise. No.
I think we are at the end of this conversation because there is another program that people are already waiting.
We're making them
for.
wait. I'm sorry.
So no. Thank you for
Thank you for
this
staying.
talk. And I just last word from you. Did you have last word, something to say, or this should be the end? Yeah.
No, I mean, like always, thank you and sorry. It's my motto.
Yeah. Cool.
And thank you for inviting me again. What a privilege. I hope you've been entertained somehow. Come back next year with another speaker. Don't think this is going to be like this all the time.
So thank you, people, and make art, make movies, make whatever you like, and feel free and enjoy your lives.
Yeah.
Thank you.